Guys, welcome to our part 2 for our introduction for systems thinking. So, in the part 1 ng ating discussion, I discussed what a system is and ano bang characteristics na meron ng isang system. Now, let's proceed. What is a systems thinking? Now, systems thinking is a way of seeing and talking about reality that helps us better understand and work with systems to influence the quality of our lives. So, di ba sabi ko nga sa inyo, upon waking up in the morning, we're already part of the system. Hanggang matutulog ka, we're still part of a system. So, we now appreciated that, okay, so I am part of a system. I can now understand how life works. I can now understand how our business works or kung ano yung paano nag-work yung company namin, ano yung sistema ng isang kumpanya. In system thinking, we will now analyze systems that are already existing to understand it at paano nito mai-influence yung buhay na meron tayo. For example, ayan, these are some of the system problems that we have. Okay, and we will also tackle this semester. Hunger, gutom, poverty, kahirapan, economic instability, lalo na ngayong pandemic, di ba? Unemployment, drug addiction, and even war. So, prior to pandemic, there are some civil wars, kahit dito sa Philippines and even sa ibang bansa. Now, minsan we tend to blame those political leaders that we have, ayan, with the problems that are arising because of the system that already exists. Okay, for example, in the flooding, um, isa sa problema natin ngayon or kinakaharap natin are yung mga pagbaha. Ngayon, nilinis natin yung Ilog Pasig, 'di ba? Kasi part 'yon ng pag-solve, okay, doon sa isang problema na ito. But we are just solving the problem reactively. So, pagka nagkaroon ulit ng basura diyan, yun na, magbabaha na ulit. So yun, tsaka madumi na talaga yung ilog. Proactively, what are we going to do? Okay, we have to get to the root of the problem. Ano ba talaga yung problema? Ang problema ba ay yung ilog itself? Okay? O yung mga tao that they don't know the proper sewage system or walang kumukuha ng basura nila. Kaya ang ginawa nila, tapon na lang nila doon. So yun. So, minsan we tend to blame the people na nandoon sa sistema na yon, but we here in systems thinking we will try to stop casting the blame, okay, to those people na nandoon sa sistema na yun, but let's find the courage and wisdom to restructure the system. Let's try to change it. Let's try to do things and see or think about things in a different way. So that is why it is really good to have this kasi mapapractice yung critical thinking mo. Ano ba dapat yung, kung ang dami mong sinasabi, di ba sabi nila wala ka namang ambag, pero kung ang dami mong sinasabi, what is your suggestion? Ano yung tingin mo na pwedeng makapagpa-improve into that system? So yun. So, again, let's go back to the meaning of system. It is an interconnected set of elements that is coherently organized in a way that achieves something. So, we just reviewed this, di ba? It achieves something, it has a purpose, it has a function. Now, let's proceed to the system structure and behavior. Ano ang meron sa isang system? Number one, elements. Okay, system must consist of elements. What are these? These are easiest to notice. This could be visible or the tangible things. Yung kaninang ina-explain ko sa part 1 ng video na ito. It could be intangible also. And it can be divided into sub-elements or sub-elements pa. So, yan. So, for example, sa isang puno, ayan, ang elements niya ay leaves, branch, roots, trunk. So, nakikita mo siya, those are tangible. Now, in a university, we can see professors, students, admin, we can see libraries, rooms, computer. Ayan. What are the intangible things there? Okay, you can see the school pride. BSU yan, malaking school yan. Skills. Etong prof na to, magaling siya sa research. Etong prof na to, magaling siya magturo. So, we cannot see it, we cannot touch it, but we can see it on our eyes, okay? Expertise, so yun. So, kung ano yung yung field niya, engineer to, so magaling siya sa ganito. So yun. So those are some of the tangible and intangible elements in a system. Now, that's the first part of a system structure. Number two is interconnections, interdependencies. Ito din yun. What is an interconnection? It's the relationship that holds the elements together. And most of the time, or sometimes, interconnections can be information based. Okay. So, for example, sa isang puno, anong interconnection yan? Siyempre, yung physical flows, yung may sinipsip na tubig, tapos dumaan sa ganyan, tapos chemical reactions, nagkaroon ng photosynthesis, okay? It's the relationship, it's the process that holds them together. Kaya nga sila isang sistema kasi dahil dito sa chemical reactions na nangyayari na ito. How about in the university? Ayan. So what is our interconnection? So I am the professor, you are the students. So yun. So there's already a relationship. What else? Standards for admission. Dapat nakatapos siya ng high school, senior high. Tapos anong grade na dapat bago siya i-admit into this particular course? What are the requirements? Exams and grades, budget and money flows. Those are our interconnection. So um, students may use information, okay, informal information about getting a good grade to decide what course to take. So, kung halimbawa gusto mo mag-engineering, di ba? Yung iba, I know sa BSU, meron talagang ceiling grade. Kumbaga, at hanggang, halimbawa, 85 or 90 yung average mo dapat. So, yun. So, that's the interconnection or ito yung sinasabi na it could be information-based na interconnection. Now, di ba nakatapos ka na? So, you're already out of the university system kasi nakatapos ka na eh. So, we don't have relationship anymore, although we can be friends, okay, but that's outside of the university system. Kapasok ka na ngayon into another system which is a company kapag nagtrabaho ka na. So yun, so that's interconnection. Again, it's a relationship that holds the elements together. Ito ang dahilan kung bakit um, nag-function, okay, kayo as an individual, ginagawa niyo yung best niyo para dito sa sistema na ito. That's interconnection. Number three, ito na yung kahit sa part 1, sinasabi ko na ito, it is a purpose or the function. Si purpose at si function, it does not necessarily spoken, written, or expressed. So, hindi siya dapat naka-post, o hindi siya ganun palagi. Okay? But there are some companies, diba, that they are pinupost natin yung vision, mission, goals, and objectives. So yun kasi yung purpose natin as a university, di ba? Minsan din, ang purpose or ang function, you have to watch for a while. It needs to be watched for a while to see how the system behaves. For example, halimbawa sa government. For example, si government, sinasabi nila, we will protect our environment. So, ano tayo, we will, diba, sa DNR, diba? So, we will, kailangan i-ano natin, hindi ma-consume lahat ng natural resources na meron tayo. But, sinasabi lang nila yun, but they do not they allocate money, pero sobrang konti lang. They allocate little budget or money or effort towards that goal. So, pinapayagan nilang maraming subdivision, sirain yung mga puno, wala man lang tree planting activities, di ba? So, that's not, di ba, alam mo yun, sinabi lang niya, yun yung ginawang spoken, so yun, so sinabi, pero hindi naman talaga iyon yung ginagawa. So, you have to see it so that you have to observe it so that you can see how the system behaves. So, for example, ang goal mo, you want to be cum laude, you want to be part of the DL or Latin honors, but you're not studying well. You're not reviewing. You're not watching these videos. You're not passing the activities. You're not reviewing, lalo na kapag nag-exam. So how come, di ba, that you want this is your purpose or this is your goal, but you're not exerting an effort to do that or to achieve that. So yun, di ba, sa business, ang goal nyo, ang function nyo is to provide quality products. Pero wala naman kayong quality assurance, di ba? Sa total quality management, pag-aaralan nyo yan. So yun, wala din. You will not serve your purpose well. Okay? Or baka, that's not really your purpose anymore. So yun. So those are the structure of the system. We have elements. Okay? So, Next is the interconnections or the relationship that holds the elements together, and the purpose or the function. For our review, so what we will do is you will just type true or false. So do you think the following statement is true, or do you think it's false? And then you can also write, siguro I'll give you pwede mo i-pause tong video na to for you to think. Yan, para hindi pa mag-proceed sa next questions. And think of your explanation. Why is it true and why is it false? Okay, for the first one, yan. The purposes of subsystems may add up to an overall behavior or effect that no one wants. For example, sabi ko sa inyo, di ba kanina, merong subsystem. Merong overall system, may larger system, tapos meron siyang subsystem, tapos may sub-subsystem pa, tapos sub-sub-subsystem. So yun, so paliit ng paliit. Now, yung purposes daw ng sub or sub-sub or yung basta yung pinakamaliit na system under ng isang overall system, pwede daw mag-pile up yon. Okay? And mag-produce ng effect na hindi natin gusto or bad effect para sa bawat isa. Do you think that is true or false? Alright. Okay, time's up. So I will also say naman yung answer. Okay, the first one is true. Okay, why? One example is this. Okay. For example, eto mga subsystem to na kung titingnan natin parang hindi siya interrelated. Hindi sila connected pero they impact each other pala. What's the first one? For example, yung mga hotel and restaurant owners, dahil syempre ang purpose naman nila is to spend less, 'di ba? Para makatipid. Dahil gusto nilang makatipid sa sewage system nila, so what they will do, kaysa sundin nila yung protocol talaga, yung proper sewage system, magastos yun. So what they will do is, tapon na lang nila sa gilid na ilog nila or kung ano mang kung ano mang way yung maisip nila. Mostly ganun 'di ba? Yung mga malalapit sa Ilog Pasig, Manila Bay, ganun yung mga hotel doon na lang nila dinidiretso, 'di ba? So wala silang gastos. Okay? Okay naman yung purpose nila para makatipid. Pero it can affect our ecosystem, 'di ba? It can affect us. It can affect the river. Okay? So kung hindi naman related sa system nila yung river, pero it can affect another system. So yan yung sinasabi ko kanina, that interdependent systems inside an interdependent system. Okay? Second system. Halimbawa si government politicians, government employees, 'di ba? Dahil they allow that, they allow the improper sewage system kasi ang purpose naman nila to get money from the capitalists. So si hotel and restaurant owners ngayon, kaysa mas mahal kasi ang mag yung proper sewage system, mas mahal yon compare sa bayaran ko na lang yung mayor, bayaran ko na lang yung politician na nagbibigay ng permit, okay na yon, di ba? So again, we can be affected into that. Okay, parang okay naman yung purpose ng government employee na kumita siya, 'di ba? Pero it will affect everyone. Okay? Next. Ito naman, poor people who wants to have their own shelter. 'Di ba? Dahil wala silang pambili ng or panggawa ng bahay nila, they ended up in squatters area. Ngayon, lahat ng sewage nila, lahat ng basura nila, doon na lang nila din itatapon sa ilog na malapit sa kanila. Okay naman yung purpose nila, 'di ba? They just want to leave. They just want to have their own home. They just want to have their own shelter. Pero dahil doon yung isang purpose ay nag-pile up, okay, nagkaroon ng effect that no one wants sa ating lahat. So yun. Next is yung mga fishermen, yung mga mangingisda na gustong makahuli ng maraming isda at makabenta ng marami, syempre para marami silang pera. So what they will do, they will use dynamite in fishing. So what is the behavior and effect? That's water pollution. So, yun. So we may never know, di ba si fishermen, trabaho naman kasi talaga nila yun namang huli ng isda, di ba? Yun nga lang, they will do everything para magawa yung purpose nila na yun. Now, it will produce a bad effect for all of us. Okay, so yun. So, That's number one, okay? Minsan, madalas, yung mga purposes ng mga subsystem, it can pile up, it can add up, tapos magkaroon ng bad effect sa atin. Number two, okay, number two, keeping sub-purposes and overall system purposes in harmony is not an essential functions of successful system. Okay, kung may overall system, for example, sa company, tapos dapat daw yung um, purpose ng R&D, ng production, ng sales, in harmony, okay, dapat daw relate-relate, hindi daw yun importante for a successful system. Do you think it's true or false? Alright, obviously, di ba, it's false. Why? It must be directly proportional and it must be harmonious, di ba? Lalo na kung nasa isang company lang kayo. So, dapat related yung vision, mission, goals, and objective ng department nyo sa VMGO ng overall company. So, yun, dapat it can add up to the goal or the purpose of the company. So, yun. Number three, changing elements has the least effect on the system. Ayan. So, pag pinalitan mo daw yung element in the system, may effect, pero hindi naman tremendous. Hindi naman sobrang laki na magiging effect niyan. Compare sa interconnection tsaka sa purpose. Do you think it's true or false? Alright, it's true. Okay. Why? For example, in a football team, it's a system. Tapos, pinalitan mo ng isang player. Okay? Na-injure yung isang player mo, pinalitan mo. Halimbawa, si Lebron, ayan, dahil na-injured siya, pinalitan siya. We can still call them as a basketball team. Right? So, yun. Merong effect. Of course, di ba, in the performance, ganyan. Pero in the system itself, wala naman. Hindi naman siya matatawag na volleyball team na, di ba? So, yun. So, unless volleyball player yung ilagay mo. Pero yun, di ba, when you change one of the elements, hindi naman, may effect, pero it has the least effect. Halimbawa, in the university, palitan yung prof, palitan yung admin, graduate yung mga students, nagkaroon ng mga bagong students, it's still a university. So, it's still a system. So, yun. So, when we change the elements, mayroong effect, but it has the least effect on the system. Next. Ito naman, changing interconnections. Changing interconnections in a system can change it dramatically. Changing interconnections in a system can change it dramatically. Ibaguhin mo yung relationship ng bawat elements in a system, it can change it dramatically. Yes, it's true. Why? For example, in a university, kapag kasi students ang nag-grade sa prof, di ba, sobrang magbabago na ang sistema. Ayan. Kapag although meron naman talagang evaluation, 'di ba? Parang may instructors evaluation kayo, pero hindi kasama siya sa sistema, okay? Pero hindi yung academically you will grade the professors or the instructor. You will grade them based on their performance. So, yun. So, again, when you change the relationship, halimbawa sa government, 'di ba? Yung president, so ito yung trabaho niya. Tapos pinagpalit mo yung trabaho ng senator sa president. So, it can change the system dramatically. So, yun. Next is, ayan, third one, how about when we change function or purpose? It says here, changing functions or purpose cannot affect the system itself. Is it true or false? Yes, it's false, di ba? So for example, sa football team, your purpose or your goal is to win. Tapos pinalitan nyo, ay, tulus na lang pala tayo, di ba? It will change the system, di na kayo maglalaro ng maayos, di ba? Kapag ka sa isang university, sige, let's change our purpose. So, uh, from racing or from ang purpose is to yung mga gagraduate is to be employable, to be magkaroon sila, ma-develop nila yung skills and expertise nila into that particular field or yung sa course nila to papalitan na yung purpose. Sige, kahit hindi na sila competitive, kahit hindi na sila ideal graduate, 'di ba? So, it can dramatically change our system. Pwede mag-hire na lang ng prof na pucho-pucho kahit hindi tapos sa pag-aaral, okay lang. Kahit walang knowledge into that particular area, okay lang. Kasi hindi naman, nag-iba na yung purpose. Okay? So, it can affect the system dramatically. Okay? So, si element, as you can see here in this review, si element, kung mapapalitan, meron lang siyang least effect. But, in the interconnection and the functions or the purpose, it can produce a dramatic change in the company. So, yon. So, or in the system itself. And last one, ayan, functions are the least visible part of the system. Di mo daw siya agad-agad nakikita, yet the most crucial determinant of the system's behavior. Is it true or false? Yes, it's true somehow. Why? Because functions are hard to see. Kailangan mo munang, di ba sabi ko kanina, it doesn't necessarily need to be spoken, written, or expressed, but you need to watch it first before mo malaman kung ano yung function o ano yung purpose ng isang system na to. Pero, when you see the purpose, it will dictate the behavior of the system. For example, kung ang purpose niya is to raise a competitive set uh, of professionals, ayan, sa isang university. So, makikita mo, kaya pala ganito kahigpit, kaya pala merong tinetrain through defense, through presentations, tinetrain through patience, ayan, sa mga instructors na hindi, na medyo, or kaya pala tinetest yung, or tinetrain on doing business research, business plans, feasibilities. Kasi this is the purpose, this is the goal. So yun, so kung ito yung purpose, it will now dictate the determinants or it will now dictate or it will now determine the behavior of the system itself. Okay, so that is true. So these are some sort of review, but I hope you already learned from this as an additional information regarding to the system and the systems thinking. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we're done with the part two of our introduction to systems thinking. I hope to see you in the next videos.